Alright, I just wanted to point out this article on Ars Technica that I read last night, and how I think this is kind of relevant to Microsoft's business losses. The article entitled "The Prospects of Word in the Wiki-Based World." Now they point out that there's a lot of advantages to using like MediaWiki for internal notes, documentation, all that kind of good stuff, over a Exchange server running Microsoft Word. And they point out things like a lot of documents were designed originally to be printed, but now hardly ever printed because, it just wouldn't make that much sense. So using MediaWiki would present them with things like the ability for multiple people to edit the same document at the same time, every document in basically indexed and easily searched, and that quickly and easily you can see who made what changes to what document at what time. I remember when I was doing work dealing with a Novell server, which, man, that was confusing back in the day. I gotta admit, I was doing work for an office, and they basically had a Novell server and Windows XP clients, and they had a fairly decent system where everyone's files were in their shared folder on the Novell server. The only problem was when they started working on the same document, they'd have two different versions, and you couldn't tell which one had the newer information. There was no. You could look at the timestamps on them, but you wouldn't know if employee A got information that employee B didn't get, and things like that. MediaWiki would have solved that, and they wouldn't have needed that ginormous Novell server to do it. Of course, they only had 30 computers. They had this giant, server on 4 big wheels in this air-conditioned room. They didn't need that. It was just numbers they were doing. But still, I think MediaWiki would have been better for that. I think about, we have a lot of businesses that need this database, and I think we can wiki a database easily. It'd probably just be a simple fork of MediaWiki. I'm sure someone's going to do it eventually, or come up with something that is modifiable in the same way MediaWiki is modifiable for databases. So, and again, these all run on really low power Linux machines with GPL licenses. I mean, you're going to save so much money, business speaking wise, and that basically means your Office suite, there's a lot less overhead for what you need to run an office. And I think that's why Microsoft is struggling to keep their business numbers up. And not only that, but you have, those who are still stuck in the world of 8.5 by 11 sheets. They now have Open Office, and they have Microsoft Docs and AbiWord, and probably a plethora of other really badass Office applications. So I have no problem with Microsoft losing market share, but here's my crazy prediction. This is totally, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Microsoft will start playing the open source game when it becomes more profitable. When they can figure out how to make it profitable, which right now they're raking it in because they have consumer lockdown. But once they lose that, their game strategy is going to change. I mean, look at IBM. IBM used to be big blue, They were the lockdown motherfuckers in town, and Microsoft changed their game because Microsoft was more innovative back then than Big Blue was. Now Big Blue is a contributor to the Linux kernel, You know, so that's my big theory, and we'll see. Only time will tell, I guess. All right, peace.